Undergrunt.
I bet he's in there jerking off.
I bet he never jerks off.
Yeah, he's beyond you and stuff like that.
Should we leave a note?
Yeah! You got a pen?
Dear Josh, we came by to fuck you, but you were not home. Therefore, you are gay. Signed, Tiffany and Amber.
You're gonna leave that?
Why not?
In a small little ship in the center of Mars was a sack of souls with experiment scars. When the psychedelic monk said, I'll take two, and he put them in a rocket and he ate a lot of glue. And he shot them straight to Earth. When they turned into babies, they were named from that, and they rarely got rabies. And the monk made a movie of their whole entire lives. They were panoramic scenes and zooms of the time. And one time Bob had sex with a ladle, and one time Matt lost a vet to a cradle, and another time Bob caught a dinosaur mom, and another time Matt bought a replica of Guam. And all this and more is on a DVD set, only $20.99 with the purchase of a gem. But if you call right now and say, where's my whisk, we'll include this bonus disc.
Hey! Welcome to Bonus Disc!
No.
I'm your host, Bob Rose, and with me is another host, Matt P.A. And with us is world famous
Sarah Danger.
There you go.
Oh.
Hi, Sarah.
What's my name?
Sarah
No,
Danger.
I know.
We're all very tired and or inebriated and or something else. I don't know. Because we just spent 7 hours in mental time.
Yeah.
Time traveling mentally through only 90 minutes.
Like a year watching this
God.
movie.
Every scene was 1 hour.
Every scene was an hour. So we watched on Amazon Prime the 1989 Linnea Quigley classic, which apparently was remastered in 2K.
It looked great.
It looked great. Murder Weapon.
Murder weapon.
Chosen.
I don't even know.
What?
The name!
Yeah.
After watching this movie, that's the most outrageous name to call. Like, what the fuck kind of name is
It
that for
means
this?
nothing.
It's,
We will get to
I know,
that.
It just makes me mad. Thinking about it now, this movie's gonna be so bad to have to think about in reverse. Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so this is like our 93rd episode. I think I say this very few times. I don't think I've maybe ever said I don't really want to recount this movie.
It's incredibly boring.
No,
Oh my
like-
god.
Like we've done this a lot, so for what years now, and this is like the first time I'm like I kind of don't want to
don't
talk
wanna
about
do
it.
it.
Again. I don't think I've ever said that. So congratulations, Sarah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I picked a winner.
The trailer was awesome.
Yeah, the trailer.
I didn't watch the trailer. I was pooping. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was good.
I can say the trailer was great, and I
Yeah.
see what they did to edit that trailer out of what we watched,
Yeah.
and they did a good job with
Clever.
the trailer.
Very
And
clever.
you're like, all right, anytime you're not asleep, take a
Yeah.
cut out of that.
Yes,
More.
it looks so much cooler than what we saw.
So
So
I put in like a person getting killed or like people talking about their jobs. Sorry. Oh my god.
all
But,
right,
Okay.
Murder Weapon starts out with a
Mm.
woman sleeping. It's Linnea Quigley. She's
Yes.
sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Dreaming.
And then it cuts
no,
to her
it instantly cuts to her walking down the street.
dressed like the most innocent person.
Right.
She has
Pigtails,
pigtails.
a sweater around
Everything
her shoulders.
all
Little Bo
white.
Peep dress kind of
Yeah.
thing going on.
Yeah.
But all
Frilly
white.
socks.
Everything was white.
Frilly socks. And it
It's like her. God.
it
Lord.
goes on for so long.
She walks a
She
lot.
walks so far.
And so
And we were like
slowly.
laughing about how long she was walking, and then you get like one glimpse of this woman putting oil on her body,
Oh my god.
and then it comes back to her
A
walking.
suntanning.
Oh my
So it's a
God.
lotioning.
And now,
We're seeing a woman in a red bikini lotioning herself in some sort of backyard, and Linnea Quigley walking down the street, and then you get to the end of the street, and she just turns. The camera
music-
angle changes,
The music.
and she goes down
Another street.
It's beautiful. The music almost leads you to believe it's about to stop being that kind of music too, and then just I turn the corner and the
Yeah,
song
more
continues.
walking.
Oh
It's
my
great,
God.
and then more lotioning, walking, lotioning. Eventually,
we-
No, like
And then we
so,
see a boy start
Well,
to
hold
creep
on.
up.
There was
Well,
a
hold
point
on,
where we were like, it happens I don't want to just like gloss over like
No.
lotion walking. It sounds like an exaggeration. It was literally like walking, lotion, walk. She used so much lotion. We were all just like, wait, that's like a whole bottle.
That's a whole
of
bottle.
fucking
There's
lotion
none
at this
left.
Well,
point.
it's important to talk about the editing here because
Good God.
Linnea Quigley gets to a house. Remember, no one's spoken a
the
word.
milk.
She hold on. She gets in the house, and then it's more lotioning, and then you see the man
yeah,
walking
that
down the
guy.
street. He goes into a gate, and you assume that when they goes into the gate, you could see behind the house.
Not true.
No, because it's a whole thing about him walking and sneaking around.
Yeah,
some
remember,
parts.
because we were like, where the hell
Where
did he
is
end
he?
up?
Yeah.
He's been walking
And-
forever.
And then it cuts to Linnea Quigley walking through the house into the kitchen where she takes milk out of the fridge and begins to pour it. Then it
Then
cuts away from that.
For like
more
3 minutes.
lotioning, dude. It's
For like 3 whole
more
minutes.
lotioning and the guy creeping around, and then it goes back to her in the kitchen.
And
But the
she's-
whole
it
time it's
continues
lotion.
pouring.
Finished
though.
to-
Oh.
She's just finished pouring the milk. So
Right.
the milk has been pouring for 3 minutes.
Ah.
A lot of milk. And then she takes a single sip of it.
And then sees.
Gets a bad milk
Then she looks out
mustache.
the back, giant open, basically window,
Yeah.
sliding door,
Sliding door.
and sees a man start to like Pink Panther creep up on the lotioning woman. Right?
Then he jumps at her.
He jumps at her, and there's not a scream. There's no actual
There's
sound.
been
No
no
sound
talking
yet.
this
Yeah.
entire time.
This
None.
has been how many minutes?
It's
at
been
this
10
point?
minutes.
Oh, it was 10. We
It's
checked.
been
10
yeah,
minutes
10 minutes.
point.
Look, it would be like 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
We were like, good
Yeah.
Christ, and nothing is
Not a
happening.
sound. Not a sound other than that horrible music.
Oh my god. So
Wonderful.
the guy and her start kissing, and they're like,
Oh yeah, the
let's go.
soundtrack of this is outrageous. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. The guy who wrote it
Del.
should be fucking strangled.
His name was
because
Dell something.
It's
Yeah, Del
ridiculous.
something.
So he and the lady go to the pool house, I guess was what that was.
Somewhere.
It's not in the house
It's
that
like a
Linnea
guest
Quigley
house.
was in.
It's like a guest house.
Yeah. And they start having sex. And Linnea Quigley, like, I guess she goes to the pool,
She
Yeah.
just
dips her feet in.
Takes
Socks
off her
it takes
frilly
off.
socks.
forever.
God.
Like, it takes so long. So by
Mm.
the time that she realizes, hey, maybe I'll go and look into the pool house to see people having sex.
Because they left all the windows open.
Oh my god.
So then she watches them
She
have
looks
sex.
at first like she likes it.
And
Then it's something
there's, like-
turns and she really hates what's happening.
And it's intercut with shots of her like sleeping,
Right.
where she like sees herself sleeping. We see her
Well, it's just so we
Sleeping.
remember that it's a
Jesus.
dream.
Remember, it's the opening scene of the
Right.
movie. It's,
Well, she starts off with a shot of her sleeping.
it does. You're right.
Yeah, it did.
It's just the way that it's edited.
It just doesn't seem like a dream until you keep getting the flashbacks
Right.
to the closed eyes.
And so then they finish having sex.
Uh-huh.
He goes to take a shower. You see Linnea Quigley go into the kitchen and grab a knife.
grab a knife.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, what the hell's this?
What's
movie?
happening? Right. And then she walks into the bedroom and it does a giant zoom on Amy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she screams. Okay, we don't see anything, right?
No, we don't see.
we don't see
It
anything
cuts
after that.
right to the dude
Right.
in the shower.
Cuts the dude in the shower. She comes in there completely.
Linnea Quigley does.
Linnea Quigley.
is dead.
and she
Still
co-
with the knife in her hand,
Yeah.
apparently.
and she gets
Yes.
into the shower with the man,
Uh-huh.
and they go
There's
at.
start
the
getting
longest.
all-
There's
Oh
the
my
longest shot
God.
of these blurry bodies through a glass door.
You
No
can't
one's-
like you
A
can't
glass
see
shower
anything.
door. It's,
It's
like
just-
frosted glass.
Ugh.
It's just these like tan silhouettes like grinding.
Terrence Malick
On
would
each other.
love the beginning of
Yeah,
this
this
movie.
is like-
Malick.
He'd be like, why wasn't that 4 hours of
Yeah.
that? Why didn't that take
Why is
4?
this going so
Yeah.
fast?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going too fast. We need 4 hours of the
Slow
first
down,
10
slow
minutes
down.
of this movie. No.
Yeah, this is kind of like Terrence Malick's like horror 90s
He would
titty
love it. I
VHS
swear to God, he would
flick.
have to love it.
Yeah.
There's
It
no
takes
way he
forever
would.
because there's so much of them through a blurred door.
Man.
There's no
Hands,
reason on earth.
faces, titties.
And then all of a sudden you just hear ugh, and then a bunch of blood squirts on the window.
Yeah.
And I guess he's dead in her dream.
And then
It cuts
to her in the abyss, right?
In the abyss.
The next scene is just the abyss. Oh no! The title.
wakes up.
The title.
No, the title cards come up.
Oh my god!
At this point, we're at like 12, 13 minutes.
yeah, it's been like about 13
And
minutes.
then the
of
actual
silent
title sequence comes
nonsense.
up, where it's like I would say another 3 to 5 minutes of titles.
Yeah.
That were just names in front of a
Just
motionless
listing
moon
so
with
many-
clouds.
God.
So many names.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's great.
No effort whatsoever into those credits. It's awesome.
I mean, on one hand, it could be just beautiful art. We don't know.
It's not.
It's true.
It's not. We watched it. It's not.
What happens right after the credits?
That's what the first opening scene is. Her with the doctor.
Yeah, she's in that
Because I was
weird
like, "What is
God.
this movie?" They're in like.
She's like in purgatory or something.
Okay, so since this is literally just a 2-shot of people sitting in a dark abyss,
Yeah.
here's the information we learned. If she's talking
Hold
to...
on, but I want to point out that it's funny that there is just black behind
yeah,
them.
there's just black.
But there's also this like howling wind noise.
Yeah, it's like...
like they're
Like in abyss.
Yeah, like they're actually in an abyss, and you can't see anything.
No.
It's hysterical. And he's like,
No.
she just keeps being like, "When are you gonna let me out of here?" It's like, she in like a
Where?
pocket dimension.
Where?
Like,
Yeah,
they just
where
tore
are
a
you?
hole in space time and threw her in there. Put a desk in.
It's great. She's in the Phantom Zone.
So funny. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, okay, so we learned she's
learned a
talking
lot.
to her psychiatrist or her doctor, psychologist. And we learned that she is the daughter of a mobster, that she started a fire in which friends had died, that there was some sort
No,
of...
he was implicating. He was like,
That's not what happened?
There was a killer that spared her and killed all her
yes.
friends.
He was like,
With a fire.
why do you think the killer spared
I don't know
you?
what it had to do with the
Dude,
fire.
there was so much information.
There were a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
there were a lot of parallels.
There was
he
a
trying to
fire.
draw, so.
He
Yeah.
talked about a fire.
A
He talked about a tornado
And
destroying half of a
That's-
house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like a lot of imagery going on
Right.
And then like a killer
And
that
then,
left her alive.
that spared her. Why do you think the killer?
and then
spared her?
there's a lot of jargon.
She's got all these like smart ass answers. She's like a total smart ass.
They
She's
keep coming back
she
to
is.
sex and men too. Like
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
there
lot
was
of
some
he's-
underlying
He's
sexual
all
power
super
thing in this.
creepy
She like
about it.
yields her sexuality as a weapon, and like, and then goes off on all these like tirades about men
And then
and
it
power.
it culminates in her basically saying, "You're gonna sign my release because I have videos of you when after I was hypnotized."
And the things
He
she
apparently
did to
was
He was sleeping with her.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
more
yeah,
than sleeping.
He basically,
He
well,
was
yeah.
raping her.
He
Yeah,
raped her in her
And they
sleep.
had-
Bill Cosby
But
being
she
her. That's
caught
what it's
it
called
on
now.
tape.
but
She got it on tape, and so
isn't that the part that that's about me? I
I'm
was
like,
like,
wait,
you filmed it.
you're not
in
allowed
an
to leave.
institution.
You're like pleading
Yeah.
for freedom.
how did you get a camera inside this
I
institution?
know.
Sneak it in there and then film him without him knowing
Yeah.
while you were hypnotized. What?
If you weren't
Crafty.
hypnotized to know that he was doing that to you, then why didn't you just say something to someone?
Right.
Right.
Because she wanted to be released. So
guess
And
this
it's
was her
important,
bargaining
and it's a
chip.
weird and important thing they thought, I think, to note that he asked her if the other doctor, Dr. Randolph, had done the same thing to her, and she said no. For
Mhm.
some reason, Dr. Randolph's like sexual.
Well, he was
Like-
the older guy we see later.
Yeah, it was just weird
Did
they
you
kept.
want to fuck him?
Right. Yeah.
I thought you made a cute pair.
Right. So she gets released. Apparently, that's
Yeah, she like
she blackmailed him
blackmails her way out of fucking
somewhere. The abyss.
the place where you need to be deemed fine to live. Like it was so ambiguous. They're just like weird doctors in an abyss telling you that you're
And it's really long.
She-
This is
Oh,
like a
that-
10-minute
in a
scene.
very long scene.
Yeah.
Linnea Quigley, who is Dawn, and her best friend Amy are both institutionalized and have a bet where the first person to get out of the institution has to throw a massive party for the second one.
What she said to the
when
guy.
they get out.
She said that
Yeah.
to the doctor.
Yeah.
They were setting up. It was setting up the plot right there. It's great.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone
'Cause-
talking kind of like.
And the doctor was like, "I'm worried." Didn't the doctor say something
Dude, the
like,
music was-
"I'm worried about that happening to you"? After she said the bet, she
Yeah.
said what the bet was. He's like, "Well, I'm very worried about that happening to you." I remember
Yeah.
the weird wording of
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah.
was like really odd. Anyway, that scene's over, and that's like 10 minutes of the movie. It's a huge chunk of the movie.
It's a lot.
Then we're at the poolside from the pool from the dream before.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God.
And isn't that when Amy and Dawn talk to each other, right?
First is when there's a woman, she walks out in front of the stained glass.
Oh, right!
Oh, yeah.
God.
It's Amy walks out in I think it's Amy.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
Amy.
no idea.
It's Amy.
It's Amy.
No, it's at
It's
night.
Amy.
It's
It's
the
gotta
stained
be.
glass of the house.
Yeah, it's Amy.
And she walks out and takes off her robe and gets in the pool and swims very poorly. You were like, oh no, Amy can't swim.
In a movie primarily around the pool.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like some dude
lay.
walks out. Was he wearing a mask?
He was
Wasn't
he was
Or
wearing
no,
something
he was just
weird.
enshrouded. He was just very shrouded in darkness, I think, with a sparkly Speedo on. And she gets out of the pool.
And they're both like silhouetted against the wall, and like it's like a big shot of them. It was in the trailer. It seemed like the big shot of the
Right.
movie,
and
the art
yeah,
shot.
Dude, I forget what the dialogue is exactly, but it was a nightmare. It was
It's like,
something
I was looking to feel you or something.
He
It was really
like,
odd.
How did you
yeah.
know I was here? And he was like,
It was the
I
stars. I could tell by the
I
stars.
could tell by
yeah.
the stars,
or
right?
something like that. The stars told
And
me
then
something.
he takes a knife out and slices her neck open.
Yep.
Right? And then it cuts again to her
waking
Or
up.
cuts first time to her waking up.
Amy
and
waking
There's
up.
a lot of waking up.
There's
in
a lot
this
of waking
movie.
up. So she wakes up and then she's like, I don't know what just happened. And then she goes to the pool edge.
No, they're both
Yeah.
laying by the pool.
No.
Because they're
no,
talking
Bob's
about
right.
boys.
No. You're
No,
you're missing one of the
I'm missing a
flashbacks.
There's
layer.
another
There's
thing.
a layer. This is
Dude,
Inception,
this
man.
movie
I'm missing
fucking
So she
layer.
goes to the edge of the pool and then all of a sudden two
Oh,
burnt
that's right.
arms
shoot out
shoot
of
out of the pool and start
and
strangling her.
choke her.
Was in the trailer too.
Yes.
And then she wakes
wakes
up
up again.
And
Yeah.
now it's Dawn waking her up to be like, what did you fall asleep, sleepyhead?
Oh my god! And then another.
And then they
Fuck
an
me.
excruciating conversation about men.
If you like exposition,
My
this
Lord.
movie is like exposition for like at least 45 minutes.
God.
I've never seen a movie give up exposition on this level.
So crazy. And a lot of it was like beyond worthless.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
so bad.
I'm the manager of a Sears. You know,
Oh,
it's
hold on, we
worse.
didn't get there.
Yeah.
So the two of them are. Number one, I want to note that after all this crazy dark shit has happened, the two of them are now at the poolside, dressed in like leopard print, acting like two Valley Girls.
Yeah.
It's like, who are these? The same characters?
Dude, they're having
Yeah.
this is literally a conversation. They're like, so, are you still on your meds? No. Nah, I stopped taking them. I don't think I need them. That's cool. Did you fuck Dr. Rand? I was just like, what? Who are you people? Good Lord, you should have stayed there. You're not well. That is not a normal conversation you have. Oh, you still taking your meds from when we were insane in the abyss? No. I don't think I need them anymore. Great.
Oh, you're reading? Yeah, it's just something called, what was it? How Women
Why
Fail?
Women
Would
Fail.
Oh yeah, and then they laugh. She's like, it's trash, but I love it. Ha ha. Like, you're not well.
They
Their
don't.
whole families are dead.
Yeah.
No, and they're living at their dad's mobster house.
Dude.
Which,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
I feel like
I'm gonna say this as kind of a spoiler, but I don't think that really comes into play at any point in this movie.
No, it does. I mean, wow.
When you
It
read
does.
the
Just people
papers,
going, "Hey, maybe it's the mob."
Yeah.
But it's-
No, you're right. You're
it
right.
doesn't actually affect anything.
Nothing surfaces from that.
Nothing surfaces at all. I think they just did it so you think the bad stuff that's happening is the mob.
But you never did. Like it was. There was never. You know what I mean? There was never.
all right,
question.
what else is said in this insanely inane conversation? That's when she's like, "Are you? Oh, I saw Eric.
Oh, I saw hair.
Oh, you mean my ex-boyfriend who's the lead singer of the Chainsaws?
Yeah, they got
He's got
new.
a demo coming out.
What was it called?
Back
from
from
Hell. So Kurt Schmelz, if you're listening,
that's
start a
your-
band called the Chainsaws and have
Call yourself
Back from
Eric.
Hell. Back from Hell's your first album.
Dude.
Eric.
They talk about how he's a huge asshole, but she still likes him,
Yeah,
Yeah, how
she's
he
still
used
hot
to
until
beat her.
and he beat her. Yes,
But
Which
that's
is
what
like-
she loves. She loves
she
tough
loves-
guys, she says.
Oh man.
That comes up like 4 times in the film.
Yeah.
She loves tough
Also,
guys.
yeah, this is a good place to note too. IMDb says this was directed by David DeCocto, or however you say that. And the movie definitely said it was Ellen. I forget her last name, but
Yeah, it said he was the executive producer in the credits.
right. So something weird is happening there.
Something's happening.
Because this movie had this weird, like, they thought it was some type of a message movie, and it's not.
They really thought
not.
that they were delivering a message, but who knows what that
What
message
that
was?
Mm-mm.
It was something to do with sexual power.
Yes. Something to do with power and sex. But what?
There's like 3 men that admit to beating the women,
yeah.
and the women are like into it. It's like, it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
the right
so-
message
So
here.
this is this party
Oh.
that is being thrown because Amy has now gotten out of the institution, and what's the other girl's name?
It's Dawn and Amy.
Dawn.
Dawn is Linnea
Dawn
Quigley.
has
and Amy's the
invited
redhead.
all of her ex-boyfriends.
It's
What?
like the
Come to
most
this party.
toxic idea ever.
Look,
Yeah.
we were just on the brink of insanity. let's have a party.
with everyone we have
And they
extreme toxic relationships
they're only
with.
inviting men. They
Only
only
men.
invite men. So it's like a huge sausage party in them.
Right.
But that's what they wanted.
Well, that's what
It's-
they want.
they want
And then,
that.
oh shit, I think I fucked him to death.
Well,
my
that's
God.
not
Well,
till
we're
later.
not there yet.
We're not there
Sarah.
yet.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So that's the whole. Basically, all this we're it's slowly given that through the poolside conversation that takes forever.
Yeah. And she's
Forever.
like, I invited Eric, and she's like, oh my god.
Oh God. Yeah.
Why do I still care about him?
Right. And then I believe the guys show up. Right.
First 2.
That's the first 2 guys show up, and she's like, oh, they're here. We better get ready. And you're like, wait, what?
You're already
You're in bathing suits.
And
and
you're ready-
cowboy boots.
And
Yeah,
then we
and
see
cowboy
2
boots.
other guys show up before they open the door. So there's 4 guys outside waiting. And
But
the one
that's
guy,
when-
that's the guy who gets out of the car in the Moosehead light shirt
And
and,
he's like,
says,
if I don't have
look,
a moose head in my hand in 5 minutes, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And he has a moose head shirt on, dude.
that guy.
It's like they wrote his
Bart-
lines from
no,
his
He
shirt.
wasn't Bart. He was Billy.
Bill, I can't believe you remembered any of
Billy,
the names.
shut up, Billy.
Yeah.
Shut up, Billy.
I do remember in this scene when they're walking up, the really tall, like very white, lanky guy was talking about dating Dawn or Amy. Anyway, he was like saying how the one guy was like, "Man, remember when she messed your car up and you almost killed her?"
Oh,
And he was like,
Amy.
"Yeah, well,
He was
you know."
talking about
No one
Amy.
comes between me and my
Yeah,
car.
he was basically saying that a woman was worth less than a car. What was this movie supposed to be? What were they thinking? Okay.
Oh, man.
It was really weird. So then
So Dawn opens the door in her bikini, and she's like, "Come on in, guys." And they're like, "Where's Amy?" Because all of them only know Amy.
right.
Because I think only that Bart dude, whoever the guy that looked like
No,
he
there
was
were a bunch of-
on break
both
from
of
work
them.
at Target.
Yeah.
Like,
Both of them had like an equal number of boyfriends there.
no, because somebody was like, "You're the only one who ever knew Dawn before today."
Oh, I thought that
Yeah.
Dawn had invited a
I think
bunch of them.
No, it's a whole bunch of Amy's
No, Eric
ex-boyfriends.
is
And Eric was the
hers.
guy that she invited.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of lopsided there.
Yeah. So they're all like, "Where's Amy?" And she's like, "Oh, she's in the shower getting ready." And she's like, make yourselves at home or whatever.
At this
And-
point, it feels like a movie hasn't started.
Nope.
Right.
It never feels like any movie.
What is it? It
starts.
cuts to like 2 dudes by the pool first, right? Or it's all 3 of the
Well,
guys?
it cuts to them having a guy conversation in the same spot that the 2 just had outside the pool.
Yes.
Where they talk about how his job,
Oh my god.
where he says,
Yeah, that's where he's like, "Yeah, I'm a manager at Sears."
and then he
It's
starts
not- it's
talking
not as
about
bad.
like profit shares and stuff.
You're just like, "Wait, why?
It's so.
It's
good.
actually a pretty good gig.
yeah.
Come on, man!" It's just
right.
like-
And they don't really say anything of import here,
Except
do
they just talk about the women and super flippantly and degradingly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, she'll
It's just
suck
so odd after
anything.
the
Yeah.
opening scene of the movie is a woman give a mini speech about how like there is no female role models that should be showing her what good mental health looks like.
Yeah.
And then now she's it's just like so fucked up, man. I just don't get it. And now there's
It's
just dudes being like,
unbelievable.
yeah, she likes it pretty fucking rough, man, but that's cool with me. Ugh, you know, and you're like,
Bet you $3 she hits him.
yeah. They're like,
Well,
it's
because so
weird,
that
man.
conversation happens, and then
awkwardly it cuts.
Amy, well, yeah.
Well, no, it's what's his name, Bar, or one of them, I can't remember.
They're all the same.
Shows up.
The guys are all interchangeable.
He shows up in the bathroom. He opens the bathroom door,
Oh,
and while
with
she's getting out of the shower,
Oh
Amy's
my
getting out of the
shaving
shower.
cream and a razor.
He brought it. It's like he brought it.
He comes in with a can of shaving cream and a razor, and he's like, "Can I shave? I want to shave your legs." And she's like, "Just don't be fucking like gross about it. Or cut me."
Yeah, don't.
She's
cut
like,
me.
"Just don't cut me."
Be
and
careful.
Then, God, that takes forever.
And we all thought it was going to be like a bush
I thought
saving
that-
scene
oh,
or
yeah.
something. Like, but no, it wasn't.
He's shaving her already shaved calf,
Yeah.
and then they have sex. It takes forever though. Like
Forever.
the cutting between her leg, his face, and her face.
And then they find cuts to him just on the ground.
But it all no,
Well, no,
wait.
it cuts
There's,
away.
there's
It
a,
cuts
Well,
to their
cuts away,
faces
but
a
when
whole
it
bunch,
cuts
and then it
back-
goes back to the two dudes.
hold on. During the shaving scene, she has a vision of him cutting his own vein
her
open.
slicing
Her
his
vein
wrist.
open. So
No,
there's
her
like
slitting
She
his
cut
her
his
slitting
wrist.
his vein
Vein
open, and then it cuts right back to everything being fine.
There's
Yeah.
another. She
She's like,
wakes
so
up.
orgasming.
Everybody
The
keeps
movie is
waking
saying that the movie's saying that both Amy and Dawn are both having visions of murdering people.
up. Right.
Which is like, why?
God. I don't know.
It's
I mean,
never
it's
really
just supposed
explained.
to be confusing. Like, I don't know who's.
Yeah.
But it's the
Who could
movie's
it be?
so transparent, man.
So transparent about it. Okay. That's when they. Oh my God! What happens next?
I think this is where.
It's
Eric shows up, right?
I don't know. Does Eric show up or is it?
I don't think Eric shows up yet. Somebody.
No,
gets...
he does because Amy's having sex when he shows up, and that's why she doesn't immediately meet him. No, you're right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Nope. This movie. It's just people having the most boring conversations.
It's so
It's
boring.
impossible.
That's why I said it. It's like I've never. I can't.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They're shaving the legs. That's the beer conversation begins, I believe.
Yes.
Where
Oh, they need
they're
money for
outside. No, because she's done having sex by that.
she's done having sex.
Good Christ.
Well, they do have the conversation that somebody needs to be sent out for beer.
No, it
Right,
doesn't
no,
happen.
no,
It's
yeah,
because
because
Amy's the one who
Amy's like, I'll go
hands
get
them the
money.
money.
Oh, right. It's her
So,
that
like,
says
hold
it.
on. Does anything... I mean, it might just... I swear to God, there's scenes of people just walking through rooms in a house.
Yeah.
Walking
And just
walking
looking at
and
stuff.
Walking
Yeah.
and walking.
It's outrageous what this movie does.
At what point?
Where are
at what
we?
point does
Yeah.
Billy go in the basement?
That's after all that.
That's after,
All right,
'cause
let's just go to the dude on the ground where she says where she thinks she fucked
Oh
him
my
to death
God.
because he's not
I
moving.
think I fucked him to
No,
death.
because that's where that is that scene in the bathroom where she's like, I think I fucked that guy to death.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Let's just go to
because
there, 'cause
that's
I don't
where it
know-
is.
I
Yeah.
don't- There's something that it goes
It's probably
between the
just some-
shaving and that.
I
but
think it
don't
might
know
have
what
cut to the guys outside playing football on the lawn.
No, because that's
Yeah.
when Eric. You're
That
right.
is. No, they
You're
were
right.
playing football on the lawn.
Before that.
And then it cuts back to that guy, like, kind of laying on the floor, and you're like, is he dead? And she's like, I think I fucked him to death.
Yeah.
And then he's fine,
Yeah.
you know, and
Just
then...
He sits up.
right.
The mentality of these guys at this house. They know for a fact one of them is having sex with one of the two women that are at this party. And they all also realize that there's no other women showing up.
But they're
But
also...
they're all just like
They're like, "That's fine."
they're like passively standing around waiting to be just like chosen,
Selected to fuck.
Yeah, it's like insane.
He also says some comment before or during this scene where he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm... he says, like, you should have sex with Amy, too. And he's like, well, I don't want to do her with 31
flavors
flavors
down
of man.
Yeah, they have like a thing.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And they're like, yeah, but what about a date next week? And he's like, ooh, good point.
Jesus.
This fucking movie.
It's-
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
so Amy's done fucking and comes downstairs. Now they're all at the pool. There's more terrible conversations. This is the we need beer conversation where the like Sears manager guy.
There's sex in the car.
Yeah, the Sears.
Right, no, they go to...
The Sears. Well, that's where him and Dawn start flirting in the pool, right?
Are they in the pool when they flirt?
They start in the pool.
They start in the pool.
because
And she's like, well, my bed is softer or something.
No. They're in the pool.
God, this is a mess.
They're waiting.
I know.
It's so hard to remember these dumb conversations. They're at the pool, and then that's when Amy goes to get money to give them to go get beer. And they have the conversation.
Of them go to the garage.
No, they have a long ass conversation, and then Amy comes back with the money, gives them the money, and goes, buy like a keg of something cool.
Right.
And then they continue to sit at the pool and talk for longer.
Yeah.
Before they then go to the car, and it cuts them in the car, and they start like she's wearing this shirt that is just
it's torn up.
Completely
it's like
shredded.
A fishnet, and she's like, I can't wear this, and he goes, and his head is cut off in the shot.
Yeah, you can't even see.
He goes, well, you could wear my shirt. Then they both take their shirts off, and she's like, well, I can't wear both those shirts. And he's like, I got an idea.
And he starts making out.
He starts making out with her, and he's like, hey, babe, I respect you too much to have sex with you in my car. Why don't you just blow me instead?
Like, what is that statement?
And then she's like, and she sits down. She's like, just let's go get the beer.
And so they leave to get beer.
They leave, I guess, to get beer.
I mean, I never saw any more beer.
And then we cut back to the dudes playing football. And I remember this is where the kid with the Moosehead beer is like getting out of the pool. He puts his shirt, right?
Oh, yeah, he jumps in the pool earlier. That's when it cuts from the shaving the leg thing, too.
It's like such minutia of stuff happening.
He starts complaining about how fucking boring this is, and he jumps in the pool earlier, and now he's getting out of the pool, and that's when Amy's looking at him through the window, like giving him like fuck me eyes through the window, and he's like, really?
Right.
Oh, and he's like, me? Okay, I'll go in the house
he
then.
gets lured in, and it's in like the cellar.
Well, he winds up in the cellar.
I don't know how you knew to go down there.
How he gets there, but he ends up looking in the cellar.
Yeah. And so
then there's a tripwire. We see a hand grab.
Set up a tripwire.
We see someone, a gloved hand, grab a sledgehammer off a wall.
Yes.
Let me throw this out too. What you know about the end of the movie? If they did leave to go get the beer, what the fuck is happening right now?
You are absolutely right.
Fucking insanity.
This movie sucks balls.
It's so nuts.
But we also can't remember when the hell anything happened. So
no, this is definitely happening right after that.
This is happening.
This is definitely concurrently happening.
Yes.
It's so good, dude. It's such a mess.
So then, Billy trips over the wire,
and then you see a gloved hand pull a sledgehammer off the wall.
Well, that happens before that because as soon as he hits the ground, the person smashes his head clean flat with the sledgehammer.
It looked good.
It looked awesome as fuck.
Yeah, it was a really good effect.
The effect was really good. This guy didn't deserve it at all.
Nope.
It was such a brutal death.
Yeah.
I hope whoever actually built that effect went on to make cool stuff somewhere else.
Yeah.
That guy, that head looked exactly like that fucking guy.
It looked really good.
And it looked
really good.
Real.
Yes.
So he gets his head smashed flat. He's dead.
I hope that's what all the budget went to making that
head
flat.
Yeah.
No, the other effect is good too. So, and we don't know who the killer is.
We were all just like, wow, that was abrupt.
Yeah.
All this
all
the build up, and then also if Amy was
like a mumblecore movie.
Well, hold on.
That guy's head gets smashed.
If Amy, it is. If Amy was looking at him through the window, what did she think? She saw him walk into the house? So what did she think?
Did she though? She smiled at him through the window. And
I don't know.
She turns her back, and that's when he's like, "Well," and he puts his shirt on and goes in. So she's already gone. She was probably upstairs, waiting for him to open a door so she could jump his bones. I guess I have no idea. This movie's insane.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? This is literally 2 women and 5 men meandering about a property and having sex when the combination makes sense.
Let's be clear. I'm not slut-shaming at all, but the nerve that it would take to invite a bunch of ex-boyfriends all to hang out with no one else around but you and your best friend.
You would think the boyfriends too would be a little
put
like,
out.
What is
but
happening?
They're all fine.
They're all into it. They're like, yeah, go fuck her, man. Whatever.
God,
so
it's really weird.
She'll suck anything.
Yeah, that is a line of this movie. This is fucking. I don't understand the point of this movie.
Then is when Amy goes. That's when Eric arrives.
Right.
He gets out of his car. You just see his awesome boots.
See his pointy boots.
His pointy boots. Walk into the house.
Jeans.
His leather jacket.
Yeah.
And then you see his face,
And
and
his
you're
face
like,
is terrible.
it's
You're
not
like, this
good.
had such potential.
Yeah, he's not.
When we could just see his legs, I was like, I already have a crush on him. And then the big reveal, and I was like, nah.
Not gonna happen.
His
Never
face didn't
mind.
do it for you.
Fix your
He
hair.
looked like he was just
Victor.
like David Schwimmer and Andrew Dice Clay.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
with
bug
a
eyes.
huge perm, man.
Oh,
Yeah, it looked
so
bad.
Disgusting. Eddie.
And you're talking to a person who
Eric.
currently has a mullet. That mullet was terrible. That mullet was
It's
bad.
really
It's a bad mullet. But he walks into the house. No one's there. He
just-
walks to the
he
kitchen,
doesn't even
gets a
knock.
beer.
He throws the bottle cap just at
At
the
the
wall.
wall.
I remember that moment is when I said Jesus Christ, because it was so
Yeah.
like anticlimactic.
What a man's
Why did we need to
man.
see him be all awesome getting out of the car to then go in the house and nothing happens?
And
It's
then
just
throw
like,
his trash at the wall.
yeah.
He
Yay.
runs into one of the other guys and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" He's like, "I'm Merrick." Fuck, who the fuck you? Like, he's just rude. He's just like
He's
this-
like Fonzie if
He
he was an asshole.
unnecessarily swears a lot. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of unnecessary
Shit,
swearing
yes.
in the men's
Yeah.
dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're manly. It's
Yeah.
like bro talk.
They're like, we need a plan. I'm all for one. What the fuck is it?
Yeah. What the fuck, bro?
So I don't know what they exchange words and then they both keep wandering about the property and like unattended. It's so goddamn loose.
They're roaming. It's like a Sims party. You're like they're all somehow trapped there, but you don't know why they're all there.
Yeah,
Like, you
And they're
know,
all
when
just stuck in
you're
limbo
like you're
doing
outside.
things.
You can go anywhere you want, but like they stay in this square.
man.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
don't get it.
So, isn't this when Eric and Amy kind of see each other for the first time, and then
Yeah.
she's all like, eh.
No.
No,
right?
she's like, why are you so mean?
No. He goes outside first.
He meets the
And
boys.
he sees the guys
Oh,
playing
right.
football, and he's like, "What the fuck are you losers
He's
doing?"
doing-
And they're like, "We're enjoying life, man." He's like, "Yeah,
Sports,
all right,
that's for
well,
the establishment.
I'm gonna go keep walking around and throwing trash around his house like a scumbag." And that's when he goes back in and sees her. Oh, but before it goes, he walks away, and then it cuts to the one and only time we get to see her talk to her therapist in a white
Amy talks
with
to
an
her
all
therapist.
white background. Think about that.
They're in a
now.
white abyss. See,
She's in a white
the movie's
abyss with
there.
a
They
dark
got
one.
it. It's
Dawn's in a
dark
black
and light.
one.
Dawn's in the black abyss. Jesus,
And it's
Christ.
Dr. Randolph.
And there isn't that
Yeah,
noise.
yeah.
It's the guy who
Dr.
we
Randolph.
we
that
know
didn't fuck
does,
the patient.
he's not a he's not like he's a decent human being.
He has
Yeah.
morals.
Even though he's still
doesn't hypnotize.
he's still party to keeping people
no,
in
it's
business.
not. No, because Dawn did something to him to get him to sign her release.
No, he just decided
No,
not to do it.
he was
No,
like, "How'd
no.
you get Dr. Randolph to sign it?" And she said something about like he gets real relaxed with a couple kisses around the knees or something like that.
No,
No, that was somebody
That's
else.
her describing Eddie or Eric when the one dude didn't want to.
No, Dr. Randolph was not he let her out of that.
Yeah, he.
No,
Dude.
he let Amy out. I'm talking about Dawn. In
Yeah,
the
we're
beginning,
Dawn.
when there's like
We're
two
talking
signatures.
about Amy.
We're on the
When there's-
Amy scene though.
No, I'm talking. I'm
Oh,
going
you're
back and
wondering-
talking about Dawn.
Oh, you're right. Amy does imply that 'cause
Dawn
she said
implies.
he's a man like any other man.
Yeah.
That's
Dawn-
that's what
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, how
But
do you
he
get
lets-
both signatures? And
Right.
But
she's
he
like,
lets
he's a man
Amy out on her own
Right.
recognizance.
That's true.
And like for good
yeah,
reasons.
Like good
Yeah.
for him on that. But
Yeah.
I'm saying he's not.
That's true. He
Without
did, well,
fault.
he fucked Dawn.
He fucked Dawn.
Yeah. What else?
We
is
all
said?
But
did.
she
It's
also
I mean, everyone
wanted
has
to.
at this
I
point.
did.
I
Yeah.
don't know. She also you know what I mean? Like, that's a weird situation.
Don't.
but
Yeah.
it's not like, anyway.
It's a weird power struggle.
This movie was obsessed with sexual power
Yeah,
and like women using it against men, but it didn't know how to say
but it
it.
didn't
Yeah.
always work.
Yeah, it didn't know how to say it. What else is in the scene with Amy and her in the white abyss? What
It's
else
her,
is
like,
given? It's like there's nothing
she talks
important,
about her
right?
family where like doesn't she talk about her family?
No,
or
that was
something?
with Dawn.
No,
Dawn was talking about her dad.
Amy talks about something about like he goes, why don't we tell me about like where you want to be? She's like, I want to be on a beach.
I want to be on a beach.
Oh,
Sand
God,
makes
it's the
my
fucking
skin
speech from
feel
episode
alive.
2.
Yeah!
Your skin is so soft and smooth, like the sand. It was pretty much that. Yeah.
And he's like, that's when he's like, you're fine. Because he looked into her soul, I guess.
Yeah, he
She
heard her
described
talk about the
dream.
beach and he let her go.
Yep.
And that's when she like turns around and it's Eric walking in the room. She's like, "Oh, hey, stranger." And he sits down. And he's like, "Yeah, remember when I used to beat you up?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I fucking loved it." And you're like, "What's happening? What the fuck is this movie about?"
What the hell, man?
I don't know.
Right,
What
and
else
then
do
the two of
talk
well,
about?
they don't talk about anything important. They go upstairs.
Yeah, they go upstairs. To have
They go
sex, I
upstairs,
guess.
and then she like handcuffs him to the bed, and he's like, remember, he's like, I don't. It's like,
she's like, you're brave to be trying this.
it's like, well, if you do anything funny, I'll beat you up.
yeah.
He's like, I can beat the hell
And then he
out
goes,
of you.
"Oh shit, you left the window open."
Yeah,
I don't
the
wanna-
patio door open. I don't want those
Those
jerks
bros
down by
to
the pool to
God.
see what's going on up here.
I don't want
gonna be
them to-
hot.
I don't want those guys to kink shame me.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Man.
Even though this is like fuck house where everyone
Yeah,
knows that everyone's
Yeah, they all
fucking.
know what you're doing.
I
Yeah.
know. I just didn't understand. Yeah, that's so much to not.
And then she
understand.
closes the window, and then like a branch hits the window, and she goes, "Ah!" And he's like,
He goes,
"Oh,
you're such a scaredy cat.
you
and she
told her
goes-
to get up."
And she goes, you're so mean.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna mean my way into your ass."
Yeah,
or
this is literally like,
whatever.
yeah,
So-
that's how you gotta be, or something.
Then during this, we cut to a television set that is playing pornography.
Yes.
Right.
Bunch of naked girls, like
In a
now one
shower.
guy's like, I've seen this 18 times.
So the party has now.
Who is it?
It's
Whoever
just
isn't
whoever's
having sex right
they're
now.
watching porn.
Yeah,
in the
they're
living room.
watching porn together as
And
a
then,
bunch of dudes.
then they have a bunch of bro conversation about having sex with the chicks, and he's like, "Well, why don't you go upstairs and see what Dawn's up to?" Right?
yeah,
Right.
and he's like, "All right." He's like, that's the best, man. That guy goes,
I don't want
wanna
to.
I don't want to do that. That's
That's
fucking
not
weird.
cool."
That's not cool. And then the guy, they both go, "Nah." And then he goes,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you're right."
Yeah.
You're like, what? Like, come
happened,
on,
man?
Your mind changed pretty quickly there.
I feel like the movie.
And that's the guy who gets the bottle. in the
You know
neck,
how
right?
like
Yeah.
except for the murders and stuff, you know how anticlimactic a normal party with your friends is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we're talking about just a party where nothing cool happened, and then some people got killed. For some reason that was unrelated to the
Yeah.
party. You know what I mean? It just seems completely unrelated.
yeah.
And
These,
so he goes upstairs, he opens the door to the room, and they're having sex with each other. And he's like,
Oh, sorry,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
They don't even look up or
No.
or
It's
acknowledge
because
him
it's
at
not.
all.
It's a shot from
Because
before.
it's a
It's
shot
from
that
before.
was not even
meant to do that.
Yeah.
So then he looks in the other room. What's in there? There's nothing in there, right? Because he goes downstairs in the basement.
he ends up in the basement, and we're like, "Oh, is he gonna find a dead body?" And he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He
but
finds,
he does
like-
find a newspaper
Newspapers
stating a thing that we all already know.
because the bottleneck guy already happened.
Mm.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
The
and
guy-
that's right.
the guy-
We're missing a whole
Oh, in
death.
the kitchen.
I think when they're watching the porn,
Yeah, he goes up to
The-
get a snack, and remember he's like singing about bologna.
yes,
It's-
BALONEY.
That is my first
M A Y E
He
R.
couldn't sing the actual
Yeah.
song.
It was pretty funny.
He couldn't sing it.
Yeah.
So he gets, you see a hand that takes like a wine bottle and like smashes it
on
so
the
it's sharp.
table. They're all supposed to be super drunk at this point. That's what we missed. While Eric and Amy were having all this crazy loud sex upstairs.
Drinking games.
Yeah, they're doing that drinking game in the downstairs with Dawn.
Eric, right.
Dawn is doing the drinking game with all the other people downstairs.
But Eric was in the drinking game.
I know, you're right.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't take
This
away.
movie doesn't matter.
my
No, it doesn't.
Lord.
We're okay. We can still
Dawn
be.
fucked somebody else.
They're
doesn't she?
all we need to know is they all are drunk.
Yes.
They went through.
No, actually, yeah, you're right.
They went through a hard drinking game. Mr. Baloney's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed right through the neck
Right.
with
the
a
axe
wine
apple.
Another very cool effect.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
no,
cool
the
looking.
deaths look really good.
Yeah.
He gets
Shame
just
about,
like a waste.
Shame about the rest of the movie.
It's a waste.
Those two people getting killed were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything else is awful.
it's pretty bad.
So he's dead, and then that's when the guy looking for Dawn wanders into the kitchen and is like,
But he
No.
Wait, didn't somebody get the pole shoved through them by now?
There's a pole?
Remember when he was laying in the bed after he had sex? Someone had sex with Dawn.
Holy shit.
That was a dream, though, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was a dream because it's a hand that reaches up.
Was it? I don't think it was a
No,
dream.
it's not a dream.
Because a hand reaches up through
Through
a
the
bed,
bed.
through a human body.
Yeah, but it's
grabbing
not a dream.
heart on the way and
It's
then
not a
shoving it
dream.
in the mouth of a
It's
person.
not a dream, though.
That's the guy that
The guy that heads upstairs to have sex with her.
Man, I guess so.
Yep. Mr.
There's
Sweaty.
so
He's
much
so sweaty.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the guys look
It's
so
tedious.
similar.
It's tedious to watch.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very tedious.
It's
all
mind
of
rot.
the
mind
women,
rot, I mean-
the women participating all gyrate horribly in what I can only. Always reminds me of like Showgirls. I know it's just pre-Showgirls.
Yeah.
But like summed up best in Showgirls, that horrible gyration
Oh,
where
we're
it looks
having
like they're having a
sex.
seizure.
Oh, the sex is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Performative sex. How's that?
Yeah, super performative.
Right. Where the fuck are we?
I don't know, man.
He gets stabbed in the Adam's apple. His body, all the bodies
His body
disappear,
disappears.
but there's still a pile of blood, and it's like
and
smoking.
a broken bottle. Yeah,
But
and
it's
like
And
fizz-
someone's
it's
like,
fizzing.
someone broke the tomato sauce.
No, that hasn't happened yet. 'cause
I know, but later on.
I know.
Well, man, what happened? What a mess.
We need to
this
watch
mo-
a movie with scenes again.
I know.
It's been so long. I feel like every movie watches a
This
single
movie
location.
has so many cuts of people that weren't necessarily even in the same room.
Yeah,
like constantly.
right.
Yeah.
There was that one point you were like, they're not in the same shot at all. It's impossible.
No, Eric.
Yeah.
The lighting was so
when Eric
different.
was outside
with the
talking to the
football
guys,
guys.
Yeah.
it was two reverse shots where neither.
Yeah.
It wasn't OTS. It wasn't like over the shoulder. It was
No.
just coverage.
Shots,
Yeah.
and
They could have filmed it at any time.
no, but the
Yeah.
lighting was so
So
much
different,
different.
yeah.
in
So
between the
different.
shots.
Right. It's so obvious they weren't in the same shot at the same time.
Okay. All right. That guy's throat gets slit. Who finds the
throat
blood?
gets slut.
Whatever, man. I'm dying. This movie
Ah!
destroyed my brain.
Freudian slip.
He's dead in the kitchen. There's blood on the ground. The guy in the basement finds the article.
Comes upstairs.
About the
and also the
mobsters.
article is something that we already know.
Yeah,
It's the mob
something
thing.
we,
It's that the
audience,
parents are in the mob. We
know.
already knew that.
Oh, there's both their
Because the
parents
movie
and
wants
the
us to think that
mobsters.
this is a mob thing happening.
Right.
It's not though. It does a terrible job of.
It's really
telephoning
bad.
that.
So he goes to the kitchen and finds the smoking, fizzing blood pile.
Yes.
I have no idea why it was fizzing.
I don't know. Yeah.
It was like pop rocks.
Smoking.
So then he's
fog
so
coming
he
out.
Yeah, it was really weird.
so that's when he goes and gets Eric, right? And he shows Eric the pile of blood.
No. That's when. Okay, that's when those two guys. This fucking movie's awesome. That's right. They're like the guy goes, I never found Billy, and then the other guy goes, he's dead. He's dead and they killed him. We got to get out of here. We're fucked.
Right,
And then
yeah,
he's like,
you're
what do you
right.
mean we're fucked? What kind of fucked? He's like, we're mob fucked, dude. I think this is like a mob hit. We're screwed. There's a killer. They've already cut the phones. Let's not even bother to check. And which they
Yeah,
don't.
they
The
don't
other guy
check that the
immediately
phones-
goes,
Yeah.
all right, well, fuck that. What else do we do then? And he's like, all right, let's go to my car. And they both have like steak knives. And they're
They
like,
get
hunting
hung
the
up,
car.
and
They're
they say,
like,
"What if
wait,
there's a
wait,
bomb attached?
and they ditch
Let's
the car.
Let's pick a different car."
So they hotwire the car he didn't have sex with her in earlier.
Yeah.
And then, dude, what the fuck? They're like, you see, he's
Another
hotwiring the
beautiful
car.
scene.
Oh yeah.
Another
you
beautiful
see like
scene.
a masked person with a shotgun as they find a gun. They find a gun
They find
in the
a gun,
car.
yeah.
But then a masked person with a shotgun is there, and then a weird series of cuts where he's like,
Oh!
and then it shoots the guy
That
in the
was
driver's
really-
seat.
His head explodes, man. It looked awesome. as
It
fuck.
looks
so good.
awesome, even though you can see like all the plastic and everything. But it looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, they cut
Yeah.
back to it with the gurgling, and you're like, that's
yeah, it's so good. So then,
but yeah, that guy gets his fucking head blasted off. And that's when the other blue shirt guy runs in. He's like, what the fuck? And that's when Eric and Amy come down and are like, we just fucked. And then he's like, we are going to die. And they're just instantly like, all right, well, let's check the phones. And then
There's an instance
he-
where he says,
Well, the phone knows- the phone's-
probably doesn't work, and then but we never checked it, and the guy goes,
What are you, an idiot?"
don't assume things, you dumbass.
Yeah.
And so then we're thinking like, okay, now they're gonna
They
find
find
out the
the
phones
phones.
work, and then it immediately cuts to, okay, well the phone's disconnected.
Which is funny
Pointless.
that they didn't feel the need to show us like the killer's hand like cutting the phone line.
Yeah, no.
It was just they just don't work.
Cut. No, it's cut.
For all we know, it would just be the off chance that the phones were down, not because of the killer.
Yeah.
Like, as the audience, we have no concept of why those don't work.
Oh, then also those guys get in the car because he's like, "Can we run?" And remember, he goes, "There's nothing but a bush out there." Like, it's in California. It's fine. It's like
Can't see
Southern
Like I
California.
said, earlier in the movie, we saw those guys throwing the football, and there was like a
cars.
guy, it
Huge
was like
lawn.
E.T.'s neighborhood out there, man. It was like kids going past with like sticks and balls.
Yeah, when they were walking on the street.
They're not in the bush. They're in a fucking neighborhood.
Oh my god.
God,
There's like houses right over there.
and then you are hearing all these shotgun blasts and handguns going on.
What a weird thing to say. It's like the bush. Dude, we're
Nothing
200
but
miles
bush.
in.
Wait, what?
It's like the
Where
tundra
are
out here,
you?
man. That's like the summer.
Yeah, I don't know
it's
what
not
that-
like they're in a
The
blizzard.
dialogue in this movie makes no sense.
We
They
can't
just
run.
say stuff.
It's like the Krampus
It's like
is
the
out there.
tornado
We can't-
line at the beginning. It's just like, well, we can just say stuff. It doesn't matter.
Also, it weirded me out that one of them
It's
was
like
in.
Tasmania out
Then
there,
that guy
man.
who in the very
That
beginning
man
was
eating
creeping
wolves
out.
out there. We can't
The
just
guy-
walk. Sorry.
That's okay. The guy that was initially creeping around the house was like dressed in long pants and a sweater. And then like
And she's oiling
in a
herself.
bikini,
Yeah,
oiling in a bikini. None of the costumes, like half of them are cold weather and half of them are warm weather.
Yeah.
You can't
So-
decide what it's like outside.
So they can't.
But it's nothing but bush.
I mean, a tornado could happen at any moment.
Can hit
apparently.
either side of the town.
There's houses across the street.
Anyway.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's
So,
so
now,
awesome.
now we've got the blue shirt, sweaty guy, Eric and Amy together. We have not seen Dawn for like a long ass time.
No.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, I'm pretty sure we don't see Dawn's face ever again in this movie.
They're like, no, we don't. You're right.
You never. There's
She's
no
done.
reveal of Dawn or anything. It's
Oh, no,
There
you do. Yes.
There's a reveal.
Oh,
very
yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, that's
all right.
right.
So the three of them are like,
We'll spoil it.
what are we gonna do? We're
Oh,
gonna
well.
get the fuck out of here. We're gonna be fucked. And then he's like, didn't your dad talk about having like guns and shit in the basement because he murdered people? Let's go find those. So they start heading towards the basement and get interrupted by the masked villain. The masked villain looks like they have like, I don't even know. It's like a dustman jacket, but then they have like a bunch of plastic bags around their head.
Yeah,
or
it looked
something.
like to me. It almost looked like you crumpled up a duffel bag
Yeah.
and then cut eye holes in it.
It's like a bowling bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just opened a bowling bag and put it on their head.
It's so weird looking.
It looks
Very
like if you
clumsy.
bushmouth the bowling bag, you know,
Yeah.
like bushmouth. Right.
It looked
I don't
very
know.
strange. That person shows up, throws
God.
a knife into
Yeah.
Eric's
See, and
chest.
even right now, like I
I've
didn't
been
even.
hit real bad.
I've been
They
hit.
got me.
This is the end of the movie.
Dude, it didn't feel like it while we were
No,
watching it.
even
We were
now
all
I feel like we haven't gotten to the end of
oh
the
no,
movie.
no,
But
because
we're
all this
at
stuff
the end
just
of the movie.
happens
Yeah.
at the end.
It just happened. Yet I was like, wait,
Like you
is
said
it...
before, like the end feels like the middle.
Right. It doesn't. It felt like nothing had
Like,
happened
that
by
felt
that
like
point.
the first time they meet the supernatural killer, even though they know that he's been killing people. You know,
Right,
like
yeah,
the first time
yeah.
you meet him, and then they have to regroup and fight him.
Right.
And that's not what
Never
happened.
No, it's like, oh, it's it's over. I almost wish she like popped out. They like shot her in the head, and it's like,
Yeah.
Well, there is this part. So like the sweaty guy has a gun.
The sweaty guy.
Eric takes a knife to the chest and disappears. And so Sweaty Guy and Amy go to the basement, and he finds another gun, a revolver.
Yeah.
Gives it to Amy. He's like, stay here. If anything walks through the door, shoot it.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to look for other people, I guess.
Even though why?
Billy! He's
Yeah,
still looking for
Billy.
Billy, I guess.
Yeah.
And so he goes back
Which
out.
there's no blood stain for Billy.
No.
The blood stain with his head explosion with the sledgehammer was
Yeah.
completely cleaned up.
Clean.
Because they.
Oh, no.
He
Yeah.
looked at that area and didn't notice
wasn't-
anything.
no.
So
It was clean very
I
efficiently.
forgot he
A woman's
fired
work is
2
never
shots. He did fire 2 shots at the masked killer after it threw the knife at
Eric,
Yeah, but
because-
it didn't.
because
Didn't
remember
get
Eric.
them.
I don't know why I keep calling him Eddie. Eric.
Didn't get them.
It didn't hit him, or it hit them, and then because he makes some remark at one point. Remember, he goes, "They know we got weapons, so like they're afraid.
They're afraid.
They're on the.
They.
And it's like
He doesn't know what's happening.
You've no idea.
But
You
also,
thought it was
you
the
saw
mob.
them. Also, you at this point you've seen them shoot somebody.
Yeah, with
You
a
know
shotgun.
they have a gun.
They have a bigger gun than you do.
Yeah.
Why would the killer use a shotgun?
I don't know.
They're killing for like a slasher reason. They're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like a punishment killing. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The FX guy was like, I could smush a head,
or I could blow one up.
I can jam some stuff through a neck really well, and I can blow up a head.
That's all I got.
I got these 3 in the bank. So what do you want to do?
Those are my best moves.
Those are the 3 combo specials.
So.
Then when he's hunting through the house with the gun, he finds Eric, who's not dead. He's like, I got hit real bad, man.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, he's really cool about it. He's like,
he's so cool about it.
He's like, well, I'm gonna go keep fucking looking for this dick bag and kill them.
Do you want to come with me?
He's like, I want to stay with the gun.
I'm going where the gun goes.
So they go to the basement.
Amy. Oh, and while that's happening, it shows Amy gets approached with a knife by the masked person. She screams, and we see a knife swipe, but we didn't see anything happen.
Nothing happens with it, no.
And then they come in the door, and he's like, I thought you said she was here. And he's like, oh, she was. We gotta look for her. And they start looking for her. Oh!
It's like...
Oh, my God. They look for her for a little bit, and you're just like, is this a film? Like, what is this? And then the mass killer shows up, and they're like, oh, fuck! And then Amy shows up and just starts dousing her
with kerosene.
I love that
because
the killer all of a sudden is acting like kerosene with not being lit.
Right. Not being lit, just kerosene.
It's like, you're not on fire yet.
And then how do they set her on
and they
fire?
stay in place, and then they shoot her
with bullets.
And off screen, it ignites the gasoline.
Off screen, it ignites the gasoline.
And now she's on fire until she falls over.
The movie sucks at revealing anything. The person starts screaming like a woman,
and then they know it's.
So then they go. They just assume they're like, well, I guess it was that crazy.
Because I said it when we were watching it.
That tough bitch.
No, when we were watching it, I said
tough little bitch.
I said to you guys, I said, did they just reveal the killer?
And we're like, I guess.
Well, the
in
captions,
passive dialogue.
In the caption.
Yeah, in the caption it said Amy screams.
Dawn's voice.
Dawn's voice screaming. And I was like, the captions just spoiled the ending of the movie for us.
I mean, the movie.
Actually, it helped because I had no fucking clue
what was going on.
But then they're like the tough little bitch, and then they like pull back the hood, and it's like a really burnt face. But you can about blonde hair, so
and then
it
cuts to like Amy on the ground with Eric, and then she's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And then it cuts back to the
burnt face, and she wakes up and looks at it, and she's like, ah!
Chokes him!
And
the movie was over. I swear to
I've never had a movie go by so slowly and so quickly at the same time.
Yeah. Right? It feels like it took forever, but ended too soon.
Yeah.
How is that?
How is that
possible? That is a feat that I've never
it's a true achievement.
Experienced.
A true achievement.
There's part of me when it ended. Actually, I was like, I wish there was more, but I don't want to watch any more of the movie. Like, I just wanted to know that this isn't where it stopped.
I'm fully willing to just walk out of the room right now.
I want to know that they went further than they had to here, because it doesn't end.
It's a fucking mess, man. It's great.
Are you happy with your choice?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I would not take it back. I wouldn't take back all that walking for the world.
Travel time. This had so much travel time.
We should call it travel time.
No, we do. That's like our word.
No, I mean the movie.
Oh, it should. Yes.
Yeah, not murder weapon.
Which there's not only one
there's
weapon.
Several
there's
murder weapons at least would have made more sense of a title. Yeah.
What would you have called it?
I don't know.
What did you call that? What would you call that?
Something about
Crazy Bitch Rehab.
How about like Crazy Bitch Rehab Party?
Yeah,
you know, because it's a party. It's supposed to be a party movie.
It takes place in like 4 hours, man. It's like really odd.
It's called Crazy Bitch Party.
Bitch Party.
It's so dumb. I don't know what. That's probably the best title you could go with.
Yeah.
But they don't want to give away who the killer is, so.
It's so bad.
It's.
Oh no, man.
It really is.
Well,
terrible.
apparently this has a cult following because it was.
Does
It has to.
Well, it was
because
given a remaster for a reason, so maybe
Okay.
Shout Factory did it. I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
But
there are parts of it that are legitimately hilarious.
no, a supercut of
Like
this
the whole
movie would be
phone
awesome.
A supercut would be
A
wonderful.
supercut would be. Oh, this has
Yeah.
genuinely hilarious
So that's
bad
good
acting and
15-minute
great effects.
potential.
Yes. Like, but sitting through the entire thing,
Sucks.
God.
Yeah, make like a pre-show, Mondo pre-show cut of this.
Yeah. It's
That's
not.
just
Yeah,
like
that'd
10
be
minutes
cool.
long.
I
with,
wouldn't
like,
want to
the
sit in a
best
bar
shit.
with a bunch of people to watch it though. It's so boring. The
The
dialogue
whole
scenes
movie.
are too
Yeah,
boring.
just do like a 10, 15-minute cut of it.
Yeah.
Like, and then
I liken it to Society. There's about like the movie Society,
Right.
not Society as a concept.
Wow, how broad of you.
You know, when we do, civilization is just gonna end on a note, on no note.
Really?
No, but it's like, you know, like 2/3 of that movie of Society is just people like awkwardly talking and acting, and
Yeah.
then the other like third is like kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It's all really awesome. I think if you cut down all the awesome shit to this, it would almost be a third of the movie. It's just
Yeah.
dispersed throughout such a horrible
Such awful. You have to-
pacing
you have
of
to
every
wade through so
so
much.
much shit to get to the awesome stuff. It's very boring.
oh, there's that part where they talk about. He's like, I was on tour with Eddie Van Halen and the boys, and we had two chicks coming in. They were
We
giving
skipped
Every
that.
20 minutes.
That's when I said
Every
when Eric
20 minutes,
all the stuff
dude.
that Eric says
As
to the
he's got
guys.
his arm around Amy.
Yeah, and she's looking at him like,
like,
God
what
damn it.
the fuck? Yeah.
It was like
you fucked like 100
it was like a
women,
cop-
You have a million diseases. God damn it.
it was like a cop was writing like a bubble yum commercial, you know?
Yeah.
Like for us, not them. Homework sucks. Pizza, you know. It
They
was, like,
play
the
heavy
worst-
metal.
Right. It was just
Well,
the
there was
worst
a weird line
Oh,
about
dialogue.
fellow kids.
Right. It was the Steve Buscemi meme of a movie.
Yeah. How do you do, fellow kids?
There was a line where he's like, he's into heavy metal music or something, and somebody goes like, what would you call it? And she's like, what do you mean? Look at him. It's heavy metal.
Oh, well, what's the thing that he said?
He's
He
wearing
said
a jacket.
chamber music.
Oh, yeah. What do you think?
Oh,
it
what do
is,
you think?
chamber
It's
music?
chamber music?
No, it's
I just
heavy
like that-
Really heavy metal.
He's the only thing that he's really wearing of note for heavy metal is the leather jacket. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
I mean, his
boots.
hair was super big. And
His hair was so bad, you guys.
It was really bad.
It was a very bad mullet.
Some of the worst hair.
I
Don't
gonna say
ever
he looked
insult
like,
chainsaw around in my presence. Okay.
Kind of looked like David Schwimmer. I don't know. I said it earlier.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well-
He looked
So I guess
hot.
I would normally ask my end question, but I think we're not recommending people watch this.
No, I recommend it.
I think if you do it with friends, it might be okay.
Right. Don't watch it by yourself. That's just sad.
It's not. I would get depressed if I watched by
Right.
myself.
Try to jerk off through the first 30 minutes.
You know what? This is. I thought. No.
And
The
then
whole
watch
time
the
we're
end
watching
of it.
this, I was like, "This is exactly the type of movie that Mr. Skin was invented for." Oh, there's the time. That's good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, we were talking outside. It was like, I've never seen a movie with this many sex scenes in it. Ever.
It's
like,
a lot of
we
sex
didn't
scenes.
talk about
But
all
you know,
of them.
you know what I'm
there's
talking
so
about, right?
Many.
There's
many.
Mr. Skin like dictionaries
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
now it's a website. But like this is
Yeah.
like the reason those exist because it tells you exactly what point in the movies
Yeah.
to go to.
Right.
This is why that exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this
Yeah.
movie
Because you don't want to
sucks
watch
get
the rest
through.
of it.
No, I mean I'd want to watch the kills.
Oh, yeah, the
The
kills
killing
are
and the
great.
final,
Kills are so good.
Like the end of it, God, it's so.
We said that, though. We're getting
slow.
repetitive
my
now.
God, I know. It's,
All right.
We have nothing else to say.
My
No.
brain hurts.
I know.
Yeah. Hurts.
Sarah,
hurts.
do you want to plug anything?
When is this coming out?
2 weeks.
So before the 13th?
Yeah. Just assume yes.
Okay. My band Mall Walker is having our Canada tour kickoff at Holy Free Holies with Cold Feet and Sex Scenes, who are a great punk band from Milwaukee. And that is that night. the
That is
13th.
This is actually being released on the 13th. So,
So
tonight,
Blah!
you
I
should
hope
go to
you're-
that.
I hope you're listening to this in a timely fashion. Because tonight, Mall Walker is playing at Holy Free Holies for free. So come
It's
see
a free
us.
show.
The new room there is cool. Much
It
better
sounds
for shows.
great.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and it's run
It's
by
funny
great
to watch
people.
playing pinball behind the band.
Yeah.
sometimes.
I
So
like that
tonight,
big cake.
people, go
Tonight,
to that. It's
do it.
free. Matt, do you want to have anything to plug? I know you're weird about plugs now. Because plugs is kind of a new thing for bonus disc,
Yeah,
but I figured.
no, nothing for right now.
Okay, I'm just going to say
I'm very tired.
Thundergrunt on iTunes. sub to us, and you get a bunch of awesome shows that we're doing. All in one feed.
Be a fucking rebel. We're unsecured, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Be a rebel.
If you're listening through iTunes right now, I'm unsure of the future of our secure
Relationship.
connection, which apparently is not good enough for Apple. They're getting rid of like 2/3 of people because we don't have secure connection RSS feeds.
What?
So
no one uses fucking iTunes.
enough people do. We have people that listen through iTunes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no offense,
If you're listening
people.
to this, you iTunes use anything else. It's just as fucking easy. It's just as easy, and it's not insane.
Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Podbean, and Blueberry. We're on
There you
all
go,
those.
5.
Any of them,
That's
man.
5
God,
different choices. Most of them have apps. Spotify obviously has an app.
Yeah.
So does Stitcher and Podbean. You
Yeah,
do not need to be using iTunes.
iTunes for
Stop.
podcasts is a fucking mistake.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I've made that mistake before. Don't
youtube.com/thundergrunt.
worry.
Right.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
We still like
Yeah.
you.
And you can also listen to the podcast on youtube.com/thundergrunt. That's going to have pretty much everything I do on YouTube and the whole podcast with playlists and everything. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you, Sarah.
Hey.
My God.
Great choice.
My pleasure.
I've never felt more confused.
Murder weapon.
I do that to people.
This is a unique movie. I'll say that.
Aw.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, man. Bye.
Dude, look
Bye.
Look at my
Your
eyes.
They're all swollen.
I'm crying right now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've just listened to Bonus Disc, available only on Thundergrunt. Questions, complaints, and movie suggestions can be posted to facebook.com/bonusdisc. Opinions and criticisms of the hosts of Bonus Disc are 100% valid, even though they took the time to watch the movies you were too ignorant to appreciate.